the Joker issue for us. This is last month's issue. Like I said earlier, though, soon to be caught up. But we left last time with the villains. Oh, I mean, obviously Joker's a villain too, but the Bane squad, or at least Lady Bane, and these troops coming through the jungle, coming to the forest to get to Joker and Gordon, who are reluctantly going to have to work together. Well, Joker's up for it, but Gordon's obviously reluctant. And we also have eventually the two people from the Texas family, from the Texas Chainsaw style family, drive a bus straight into the house. And all this is going on. And a lot of this, Gordon has a moment when all the fighting starts kicking off where he could just kill the Joker. Like, he's got him in his sights, he's got his gun in his hand, but he knows it's not him. He knows that, he keeps justifying things, he justifies like everything he's ever done. He always in his back of his head saying that, I'm doing the right thing for this reason and that. He brings up his marriage and says he's a pretty shitty husband because he kind of kept saying, well, I'm letting this suffer because I'm doing the right thing out there. I can make a difference. I'm trying to build a better world and so on and so on. But he knows it's not him to kill, because he even says it. If I with all these guns going off, with all these people shooting, all these villains that are all fighting in front of him, like, no one would ever know it was him. Barbara would never know it was him that actually hit the shot that killed him, but he still can't do it. So yes, Soldier grabs Gordon, but he dives out the way because this is when the bus comes in with the two villains from the Texas Chainsaw family style. And they come in, but Joker's got some fancy joke gas all set up that he sets off, which also affects Gordon and leads to Gordon going passed out and stuff. So he's actually now held captive by Joker. We do cut to the clock tower though, where Babs has got Steph doing research, but they've not really found a whole lot. They're following Cressida. She's basically been hiding at a hotel. She's been using the swimming pool. She's been getting a massage. Cass is following her still, and ultimately it doesn't amount to much. And basically, Oracle concludes that she probably knows someone's watching her. She's assuming she's being watched, and she's doing everything she can to not actually give anything away. Obviously, the last issue ended with her being basically cozying up to the Court of Owls and like reinstating her family's name into the Court of Owls. I don't know if you were here for when I talked about the last issue, but that was.
I don't think I was, and I'll be honest, I don't think I'm all here right now.
That's fair. That's really fair. The cliffhanger of this scene, though, is when Steph leaves to go to bed, a Talon appears behind Babs. So that's a bit of a cliffhanger there. Fun sequence. Obviously, with the art here not being amazing all the time, but I do want to point out there's a couple of nice shots in here of this stuff in the clock tower. That's all right. But Gordon wakes up. He's tied to a chair, as is the guy from the Texas Chainsaw family. And Joker's, slashing at him, ripping cords off of him, all sorts of things. And he's basically saying to Gordon that, I'm going to mess you up, like, more than I did back in that amusement park. He references Killing Joke, and talks about how basically he wants to hire him now that he's doing PI work. He wants to hire him to find out who did the A-Day attack. And Gordon's like, it was you. He's like, nah. When have I ever done that and just let everyone die quietly? No. That's not me. Someone did this to attract all this attention, to put me in the crosshairs. I had plans. I had post-Joker War plans that I had going. I was setting things up, and it all got interrupted because of some dickwad doing this A-Day bollocks and framing me for it. So yeah, that's kind of where we're going with this. Gordon asks why I won't kill him. Why don't they just kill me? And Joker's like, no, this is because this is worse. This is me breaking you just like Batman. The idea that Gordon in some ways is kind of into that territory that Batman is, where Joker enjoys messing with him just too much. And Lady Bane actually comes out and once Joker leaves, Lady Bane comes out and breaks Gordon free. And basically, it's kind of like it helps him. Says you're Gordon from Gotham City. Uh, you might as well go home while you still can, kind of thing. And that's the end of the chapter. But she walks off, so it's kind of like there might be like an uneasy alliance that kind of forms with that character. Um, this is probably the least interesting main story of the issues so far. Not because there's anything really wrong with it, but just because it didn't have quite the same hook that the other issues have had with the reveal of Gordon knowing that he knows who Babs is, or the Court of Owls tie last issue, or there wasn't some big shocking kind of tidbit in this one to kind of really give it that extra spark. But it continued everything that's been going on story wise. The storyline's still solid. I'm digging again, having the Batgirls and Babs kind of be this supporting cast in here, and having the subplot is really kind of given a nice break from what's going on in the main story. And Gordon's inner monologue and inner struggle of what to do with Joker is obviously the fascinating anchor of the whole thing. So good stuff. Main story, I'll probably give it like just a 7 in this case. Actually 6.5 because the art's the art. But then the backup, Punchline got shanked by Orca seemingly at the end of the last backup story. Harper was caught in a trap and she's attempted to be burned alive in this basement storage area of Snyder College. Yeah. Snyder's a bit too recent for this, I think, to be honest. I think you have to have someone who's not been around a while.
That's fair.
Bit more tenure. Harper's able to break free of her chair, though, and grab her grapple gun and get out of Dodge. Not much to say there. Some of the art's kind of pretty, though, for flying out. Nice colour work. It's got a kind of scratchy style, but it's like a lot of these books do. I say that's a lot, but you've got all the oranges and all the flames, but when she gets out, notably the background has got a sort of sheen of blue, and you got the green grass, so it goes to these colder colours, so there's a lot of contrast with the previous scene. Back at the prison, though, basically it turns out that Orca is kind of double crossing the Queen of the Royal Flush Gang here, and hits her, and basically says, like you basically are, by getting me to try and kill another prisoner or beat up another prisoner, you're effectively extending my sentence because I'm now causing more trouble. And says, no, you're sacrificing your freedom for your own stupid gain. I'm not on your side. And yeah, so, and then the two goons that she has as well also turn on her and pull out some blades because they're in like the hospital room in the prison. And because Orca says, I'm not going to kill anyone. I'm not going to kill anymore to settle a grudge, because Orca's kind of turned over a new leaf to a point. But the other two say, we don't have any problem with murder. And they go towards her with a scalpel and like a bone saw. And the last panel is just Punchline smirking as blood splashes onto her face. Pretty dark. Honestly, I think the backup's fine. I'm enjoying having more Harper and Punchline because they're interesting characters. I think the problem with it is that because it's so short, this was like 8 pages or whatever this week, or this issue, is that, Harper's story in this was basically she's tied to a chair, there's fire around her, she's able to struggle free and fire a grapple gun and get out of a window, and that's it. Like, that's all she had story-wise this in this chapter. And as a backup, there's only so many pages to play with, but it does kind of make it hard to really feel there's much progression versus like a regular comic book or a regular full-size story. So I think that's hindering it a little bit. I think some backups are doing a better job of feeling like they're using their story and telling enough of a story in that time. This kind of felt like, this might have been better as like, bundling them together into full-sized issues and either having a mini or having it pop up as an Urban Legends story in there perhaps instead. I don't know. But it's still, I still want to keep reading the backup because it's perfectly readable and art tends to be quite nice and I enjoy the characters it's dealing with. But I would say, like, because of this limitation of how much time it has and how many pages it has each chapter, it kind of it's peaking at at a 7 at best. And here I'd probably say it's more of a 6. Not because anything it's bad, but just because it needs to be more going on, chapter to chapter, I'd say.